Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me. I am still Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com. It is still in the description below. It is still your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any of our platforms. Please reach out to me directly for pricing. I am Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com. Today we discuss the lovely and traditionally inspired Patek Philippe Calatrava 5119G-001. This is from a family of watches, the 5119, that launched back in 2007, and this watch has a lot of hallmarks of the earliest examples. A very traditional hobnail bezel Calatrava. It traces its direct lineage to 1973's 3520, and that was actually before the Calatrava nomenclature was even applied. It is a traditionally sized dress watch in white gold, 36 millimeters in diameter, 7.8 millimeters thick, and as you can see from lug tip to lug tip, very tidy, 40.9 millimeters with a 20 millimeter spacing in between the lugs. We'll throw it on my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference. It wears beautifully. This is the definition of a dress watch. It'll fit under any cuff. It'll fit on any wrist. I'm not going to prescribe a lower limit because you can see how much clearance I've got on each side, even over the top, which exaggerates the width of the watch and pulling the strap tight. You can see these lugs are nowhere near the edge. Super low, flat, flush, a great option for him or her. I think just about anyone can enjoy this watch. Taking a look at the strap, you can see that it is a large rectangular scale, alligator leather with very symmetrical scales. This is a high quality cut. Gloss finish. We have a folded edge, a monotone stitch, and then on the bottom you can see calfskin. No crimping, no gouging. Patek Philippe factory strap in new condition. We have pull tab spring bars. Those can be used to pop the strap off the case without a tool. We have a very simple Patek Philippe white gold spade style pin buckle. You can see it is Patek branded. And this watch is made of gray gold, which is to say the good stuff. It's white gold that never needs to be rhodium plated, 18 karat white all the way through. Get a little bit closer now using our, oops, that was a little bit crazy. We'll just move closer to the camera. You can see lateral hall marking. This is not the way it's done anymore, but it's sort of a sign of the times from when this watch was made. Beautifully made. You can see it's actually distinctive in its fabrication, with the lugs actually being a component of the case back and then sort of siding up next to the case with a little bit of a gap. It's almost like the 5226 of the current generation, where the lugs are physically separate from the flank of the case, and visibly so. The lugs are polished, the case band is satinated, the case back is stepped in, so when it's on the wrist, it doesn't look like it's 7.8 millimeters thick. It looks like it's more like 4 or 5. We've got the Calatrava cross, the logo of the manufacturer on the crown. We have a pyramide or pyramid hobnail, so each one of these little hobnails has 4 facets like a pyramid, and then a little polished flange adjacent to a cambered sapphire. The dial, white lacquer, beautifully white. This is not silver white, this is true white. We have transferred, radially arrayed Roman numerals with a watchmaker's 4. We have blackened gold leaf style hands, and then we've got the Patek Philippe logo, the city of origin, Swiss made, super low key, the ultimate in graceful minimalism. And here you can get a really good look at that hobnail bezel. There's also a bit of an undertucked teardrop profile to the lugs, and on the reverse of the watch, snap back case, 30 meters water resistant, Geneva seal on the movement. That would go away around mid-2009, which is why I say this watch represents a fairly early example of a 5119. Taking a quick look at the design of the watch, it's very simple. Crown wheel, ratchet wheel, center, third, fourth wheel, escape wheel, anchor, and then the balance. This is like a miniature pocket watch caliper, very, very traditional. A beautiful thing to wind because it's poetry in motion. It's also beautifully decorated, so you can see handsome beveling, mirrored and rounded on the edge of each bridge, but you can also see that each jewel sink has been reamed and polished internally. Every screw head has been polished on its top to a black shine, which is to say the highest degree of specular finish, and then chamfered around its edges and in its slot. You can see locating pegs right here and here that are used to locate the bridges on the base plate plate below. The stripes are perfectly aligned and laid down by a abrasive wheel. You can see them well at this angle. And then there's engine turning on the base plate, satination on the wheels, and a sort of very subtle solarization on the crown wheel and the ratchet wheel. And while it's not the easiest thing to see with this camera, we do have micro beveling of the ratchet wheel and the crown wheel teeth, which is very impressive and rarely seen. There's also a small amount of beveling inside the wheels, which is quite nice. And if you look under the ratchet wheel, there is a traditional radial solarization of the barrel cap. We have a little click right there that prevents the barrel from running backwards, manual wind, 44-hour power reserve, 5-position adjusted, and temperature, which is the standard for high horology and chronometer. It beats away at 4 hertz, pivots on 18 joules. And it is quite nicely done. You can see with the combination Geneva hallmark, the Gyromax style free-sprung balance, the decoration of a small, traditionally laid out movement that has the second wheel at center as a true center wheel, not a great wheel. It is like a miniature pocket watch on your wrist. If you love this watch, reach out to me. I am Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.